I think that the point about vocabulary is how much it astonishes by its ordinary nature. Words like law, egg, husband, leg, ill, die, ugly, all these words are from Old Norse, and yet you wouldn't necessarily think that they were foreign at all. Most astounding of all, I think, are the pronouns they, their and them. Those are also from Old Norse.
And in terms of grammar, in a way, they simplified English, didn't they? They took it away from its Germanic roots.
I think it's probably true to say that Old Norse affects the English language more than any other, because it actually leads to a restructuring of the language. Old English formed sentences, and not by word order, as we do, but by tacking on endings onto the ends of things like articles and pronouns and nouns. What happens is, through contact with a pretty similar language, a lot of these inflectional endings start to lose their distinctive nature. And actually this is a process that we can see happening fairly early on in the Anglo-Saxon period. So the language is prone to do that, but contact with Norse languages speeded it up, gave it a shove towards modernity.
Can you give us a very simple example of that?
Yes, let's take a simple sentence like, the king gave horses to his men. That would be something like in Old English, Se kuning gav blankan his gumum. Now in Old English, you didn't tend to have a preposition like to. Instead, you could use a special ending, which kind of meant to his men. And that would be a um ending, and you just tack that onto the end of the noun for man. So you'd have gumum, ending. Now, the plural for the word for horse, if you want to say gave horses to his men, would be have an N on it, so it would be blankan. Unfortunately, towards the end of the Old English period, we start to see that ending becoming more and more indistinct. And we see spellings like guman, an, just the same as blankan, an. And it's obvious that the king is more likely to give horses to his men than men to his horses, but you can see that there's a potential there for difficulties, and so we start to see prepositions being used in place of those endings, which had become indistinct.